A very good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to the fourth episode of our new season 2023 of Design Meetup, powered by IxDF Kerala and co-sponsored by Experion Technology. So, as a developer and the designer, we know how much important the Figma tool and how it's playing a vital role in the today's world, right? So, today's topic is also going to be very interesting, which is related about Figma plugins. So, today's topic title is Maximizing Figma Plugins, Streamlining Your UI Design Workflow. Figma is a free-based design tool that allows designers to create and collaborate. So in this, there is a tool called Figma Plugins, which it is used to extend the functionality of the Figma design by allowing designers to add custom features and automate repetitive tasks, streamline complex design process, and enhance their overall design workflow. So this webinar will occupy us with the knowledge and tools to take a best design skills to the next level. This will help designers to maximize the Figma plugins as well. So in this section, our speaker is going to cover about an overview of an Figma and the Figma plugins, how to access those Figma plugins, and the list of plugins that will help the designs in their workflow. To talk about our speaker today is Anirudhan. So he belongs to the state Tamil Nadu from Madurai district. He began working as a UI UX designer and he enjoys searching for an upcoming skills within creative designs. He studied an automobile engineer. Later he had an interest in designing and now he is here. That was a brief introduction about our speaker today. For the easy and the better experience, we have just muted our audience mic during the session. So please put in your question in the chat window, although we have an executive Q&A section after the webinar, where the audience can interact and discuss. A recorded version of this webinar will be available in our YouTube channel. For those who are just joining us, welcome to Maximizing Figma Plugins, Streamlining Your UI Design Workflow. Over to you, Anirudhan.
Thanks for the intro, Neha. I hope you can see my screen. If not, please let in the chat window.
Yes, we can able to see the screen.
Okay. I'll be starting with the introduction of the Figma. So Figma is a popular cloud-based design and prototyping tool that is used by designers, developers, and teams to create a digital design and user interface. One of the most significant advantage of Figma is like it allows us to collaborate with the uh, colleagues in this Figma file in a real-time project. So this means like teams can work together seamlessly, share feedback, collaborate on a design, iterate without the need for multiple versions for a file. Figma offers us a wide range features easy like it makes designers to create complex and dynamic design. These features, uh, this Figma features are vector editing tools, layout grid, design libraries, and it has a Figma plugin where other designers have created, and it has a community Figma community where we will be getting like multiple design files for reusing purposes. Figma design library features allows us to store and share design components. So in this there's a tool like Figma plugin. So which we are going to see now. This Figma plugins are an add-on on this can be installed in the Figma design tool to enhance its functionality and make the design process more efficient. There are hundreds of Figma plugins available in this library, which are like paid and free. And they offer a wide range of features on features that can help the designer streamline their workflow and save time. The Figma plugin can be used to automate the repetitive tasks and generate design assets. They can also help designers create complex design elements and animation, text design, and device optimize them for a different devices and platforms. So how to access it? Like I'll be showing a demo like how we can access this Figma plugin. So we have to open a Figma file. Then right click your mouse. So you will be getting this plugin. So you can see the recent plugins which I have used here. So if you want to find a new plugin, you have to click find more. So you will be getting this modal here. So we have to search what we are looking for. So once we got the plugin, so we have to click it. So we will be getting this file window and we have to run it. That's it. It's a simple process. So you will be this Figma plugin will be loaded. these are the shortcut keys which allows like we can recall the Figma plugin which we have lost we have used. Like this is how in Mac we are calling, and this is like command option plus P, and in Windows we use like alt control plus P. So these are the list of plugins which we are going to see today. So I have segregated it based on category, like in our workflow, what are the plugins we can use, like during the project setup, during design system creation, like during working with content. Uh, so these are the different say categories in a design flow we are following. Like we can make use of this plugin and make the process bit more easier. So during project setup, we have a product planner. So this allows us to use like a default template which have been already created by this plugin. So there are some examples like this Figma plugin has like Kanban tool, Gantt chart, and roadmap, retrospective template. And for designers, they have persona template, user journey map, and some other also will be there. Like it will be more useful as to not to create from the scratch for it. I will be showing what are the uh, templates are here. This is the assumption grid, product roadmap, Kanban tool, Gantt chart, retrospective. Just we have to click the which is click the need a template here. Just for example, like if I need a uh, persona template, just I have to click it. So we will be getting this basic template. So we don't need to create it from the scratch, or like just we need to get this template and we have to enhance and edit it. That's it. Next on the list we have Figma chat. Figma chat, this plugin that helps us to have a conversation with your colleagues right inside the Figma. So we don't need to go to the Figma chat or like to have a conversation to ask the doubts, like that we can avoid, and we can have the chat inside the Figma chat. So you may, so the best part of this is like we can collaborate with the stakeholders easily, like, and there are some disadvantage with this plugin. So like they are like all the members inside this Figma plugin needs the edit access to collaborate, and we don't get any new notification or messages whenever we get a chat, like a new message in this. Like, so what we have to do is like we have to run this Figma chat. So all the members inside this Figma file will be shown here. So if we have any clarification or like any changes, we have to select this file. We have to click this add selection. So it will be added here, and we can write some comments. So they can able to see this message, and if they click on this selection, like this element, so it will be giving the focus point to here. So it is a easy process, and we have a conversation, total conversation here itself. So we don't need to switch between like Slack and Figma file. So next is this is the plugin which helps us like HTML to it converts the HTML file to Figma file. Like we don't need to create from the scratch. Like if we are interested or like inspired from an existing website from the internet, so we will be like recreating those things and finding its property, like what's the font size, what's the gap, like those things we do, right? So we can avoid those things, and we can directly use this plugin. So it will convert the URL into a Figma file. So I will showing a demo here. Just we have to run that plugin here. So this is the plugin name, Builder.io generate designs with a. So here import from web. So we have to go to this tab. So we have to copy paste the URL here. We have to fix some width for that. So then we click import to Figma. That's it. It's a simple process. But here some concern is like don't it doesn't give that exact website like how it was in URL, how it was in website. So we will just get a overlay like a layout like kind of here. So from this we can do our needs or like we can inspire from here like do our design changes here. So we don't need to do from the scratch. Next category is like design system. Like whenever we create design system, we can use some plugins and make the process like repetitive process cut it, right? We can use some of the plugins here like batch tailor. This plugin allows us to change the default local text style to whatever like to whatever we want to change. Like if we have the popping as a default style, we can change all the local text style to some other fonts like open sans, like those things we can change as a group. We don't need to open the text style and change it one by one. Next we have is foundation color generator. So this is like we have some basic colors like we know the brand color, we know the secondary color, we have some more additional four colors. So from that we may create some palettes or like we may need some more colors. So for that we can use this foundation plugin like foundation color generation. Once we run this plugin, so it will be showing this profile, what from which profile you want. Like we have basic Atlas, material design, and design. So I am more interested in material design. So if I click on the material design, so I have to click the color code, and then it creates a color palette. And if we want to add it in our local style, it we have just click on the color style. So, so it will be added here. So you can see like all the colors are added here. So we can do this for multiple colors also. So all the colors will be listed down here. So if we are not interested in some colors, we can delete those and use whatever color we needed. So we don't need to do the process from the scratch, right? Like we have to draw a rectangle, give the color code, write the name, those things we can avoid it here. So next we have is automatic style guide. So this is like we have like textile, local textile. We can create is like create the text details about the textile which we have created in the local state. For example, I will show if I have this text. So let me change this font size to 10. 12, 14. So I'm creating a local textile here. So I'm changing it to regular. I'm going to rename here. So just like H1, giving like heading. So let me arrange it like number 1 to 0. Like now it's 4, H1, H2, H3, H4, right? So this is if we click on this number, it will automatically preview that, like it will automatically arrange those things. So I have to do the reverse process. Yeah, now the numbers are like, oh, sorry. So this will be the first one. So higher and lower goes, right? So we have this template here. So H1, H2, H3, H4. So this is regular. Creating a duplicate for it. I'm going to change this as a bold. Current name. Change it to. So now we have two styles. So I have to use a plugin called text style generator. So what it does, like it creates like this. So this one I will rename to regular. As you see, like we get this uh, textile, local textile. So now I'm creating that uh, text file, like font style which we have created for this. So for that, I'm going to use this plugin automatic style guide. So create style guide. So as you see, the font for the colors also the style guide is made. For typography, we have a detailed view of the description details about the font style we have created. So we don't need to recreate and add the description here. It it makes our process a bit more easier. I hope this plugin will be more useful during the creation of our design system. So we don't need to create it a repetitive time, right? Like from the scratch. Next, we have the topic category called like working with content. So this plugin is content real. So this plugin is created by Microsoft to retrieve and use placeholder example text string images, icons, and avatars for your designs. So it has some default templates and default names. Like instead of lorem, we can use some kind of default like example names or some text strings we can use it, right, to make to give a design like real time, give a feel of real time design. For example, like we have this, like this the text holder, right, like placeholder thing. So I don't want to use this. So I'll be going here and looking for content here. And this plugin. So I'm giving some full names. Apply also. It will be randomly apply some names, full names here. So instead of like default name like placeholder, we can use this kind to make give our design like real time feel like. Next we have this Nexar text filter. What it does, like so it's like, for example, like this is a separator line, right? So if you want to join and make it as a single text, so we have to rewrite or like recreate it, right? So instead of, we can avoid those things. Like we have this text splitter. Just have to run this plugin. Now this is a split text. Right? So we want to join, we have to click join. We want to split, we can split it. So now it's split, right? So and if we want, like we want to arrange it like alphabetic order arranging, we can shuffle it, we can reverse it. So we have some like default templates for that. Like we have some plugin for this. Like in a table, there may be an option for sort. So we give the sort option, and we have to redo. Like we arrange it manually, right? So in those cases, we can use this plugin and make the process a bit more easier. So next we have Shadow Maker. This using this default shadow option, we can make the shadow look old-fashioned and not appealing. Right? So we have this uh, option called like effects here. So what happens like it gives like it is a default template. Like we don't know, we just adjust the values here. We can't see what happening here, right? Once we apply only, we can see like those things. So like we add some multiple layers. We do those things one by one, right? So we have a plugin called like uh, shadow maker. So what it does is like we have to we can give the direction for the we have to select the layer first, then give the direction for which direction we need the plugin, like the shadow. Then layer we can adjust, opacity we can adjust, distance we can adjust, how it should be, blurriness. These things I think we have to do manually here, right? So those things we can avoid here, and we can make our design like more attractive. We can make it look and feel like we can change the look and feel here easy. Next, we have this plugin, Pixel Cut Background Remover. Like this plugin is used to remove the background of the image, like make it more transparent, and we can use it like in the e-commerce website. Like we will pay some shoes, those things, right? So we may browse some website images from the website. So we have some backgrounds with that. So I think we may need to use that image. So we have to crop it or like cut it in the other platform, right? So we can use this plugin and make the cuts out those process and make easily use those images here itself. Just we have to select the image and uh, run the plugin. So we will be getting the final output like something like this. So this is the original image. We will be getting the output from like this. Iconify. This plugin helps us to import material design, font size, jam icons, emoji one, Twitter emojis, and many other icons. There are like more than 1 lakh icons are available in this plugin. So we can directly use those vector image. We will be getting those vector in SVG file. So we can use those ready-madely available uh, icons, and we can alter, like recreate those icons as per our requirement, like how we want to use it. So all these are like freely available resources based on our requirement and our style. We can alter it, right? So we don't need to start it from the scratch. So we can avoid those process and save time. Next, we have animation. So animation is like we use this Lotify plugin. Like this is when we use like uh, for loading application once the payment is success message. Uh, like those kind of animations, right? It's ready-madely available here. So we can use this GIF image, GIF file, and we can use it in our mobile application or like website, whatever we are using. So we can give that GIF file and make the processing like prototyping bit more real. So this GIF works only in the prototype mode. So it gives us a JSON file which allows the developer also make use it a bit more easier. These are some ready-made available zip files. So if you want a success message, that we have to enter what we are looking for. Like once we click success and enter, so we will be getting some default success loader here. So from this one we can choose one which suits our project. we can use it. Just we have to select one, insert as a GIF. We have to select size, insert it here. Then we have to insert inside a frame. We have to adjust the slider to see which portion we want to see. Like as I said, like the animation only works in the prototyping. You see, like once I adjust this slider, we can see the animation here. Like SVG file, we can see what is the GIF looks like. So we have like hygiene check. So once we done the process, like once we build the Figma design, so we have to make sure the design files are correct. We have to check the spelling. We have to check the distance. We have to make sure all the things are correct here. So for that, we have a plugin called spell checker. So this plugin helps us to find and correct spelling errors in the file. Uh, and like it has hundred of millions words and phrases here. So it gives like it finds it automatically finds what the error we have made, and we can easily replace the correct word here. So we don't need to go through one by one and like find where we have done the mistake. Sometimes we may miss it to see. So that time we can use this plugin and make sure all the things are corrected here, like spelling. There won't be any spelling mistakes here. Next we have this red line. So what is this like? Uh, as a designer, when we prepare our work for the developer handoff, so there comes a time like where we may need to annotate our design with the detailed measurements specs. uh, we have we all know how time consumption is this process. So this red line is a perfect toolkit for any designers for looking to save time when preparing for designers designs for developer handoff. So it's a, like we have to run this plugin. So let me take this example. Like I'm taking this, we have to run red line, like which direction we need this line. So I'm giving like top, left, bottom, right, left. So you see, we will be getting the exact value. So I am not drawing any line, typing the text here. It automatically then we can even change the color of the red lines here. So I'm changing it to the color is also changed. It's a simple process. Right? So we can like how we can give this like how we want it. Next we have design links. So this is like, so we may have created the local design files like text style, color style. So some of them we may miss to attach it right to the design systems. Like so we may not knowing what we have missed right. So that time we can run this plugin to see what we have missed it here. So once we have the complete design system, everything we have it, we can see this what we have made it like what we have missed it. Just need to select the frame, see like what missing file style, view style. So all the error message you will be getting. So just we need to make select and select the color for that. So if I give the color, it goes off. The error goes off. That's how we have, that's the that way we can use this design lens and make the process like uh, completely we can uh, solve the errors here. So it has a category like text, fill, stroke, radius, effects. So all of those things we have. Just we have to create the in the design system. We have to link it here. So sometimes if we missed it, we can use this plugin and we can find where we have missed to add it. So all will be like in a uh, so so that your design will be gives a completed feel like a completed design like which will be fully from coming from the design system. Next we have pixel perfect. So it will be modifying the position or size of each element or layer from a decimal number to full number. Um, so for example, like if you have created a box like which is like 63.75 and like height is like 78.95, some those are decimal numbers. When we create, we may not see it. So for like to make the design more like uh, completed like clean design, so we may need to give like positioning also in a round number so that it may feels like balanced way. So so those things we have to adjust it, like we have to it's all like minor things we may miss to see. So when we use this plugin, so I'm giving you some point values. As I'm selecting this, run it, so everything will be now changed to round well. That's it. Like we have to select all the nodes, like all the frames here, so that the values will be adjusted like properly, like it changes to a round number. You have for exporting. Uh, for this is like pitch desk presentation studio. Like for example, like I have created a instead of creating it in PPT, what I did is like created the slides in Figma. So for me, like using Figma, like creating PPT is more easier than creating there. Right? So uh, I have I may need to give this as a PPT slide. So what I need once I have created all the slides here, just I need to run that plugin. So it will be showing all the slides I have created. So just I have to select what slides I have created. I'm unchecking all the unwanted slides. We will be getting all the complete slides. I am selecting the export, clicking on export. So I'm selecting as a PowerPoint. So once all is done, like I can export for the Power PPT. So I will be getting a complete file as a PPT, which I can edit in for PPT also, like PowerPoint. I can rename, change the textures here, change the images, so it will be more editable in the PowerPoint. So the person who is using that file also he can edit. He may not using Figma file for use for editing. So that this plugin helps for that. Yeah, that's it. I would like to thank all the members who have came here to attend the session, and I hope that this insight and information shared during the session was very helpful and valuable for your design work. Figma is a powerful and versatile tool, and there is a n number of components and like like plugins are available here. So some of them I may use it, some of them may not, I may not use it. So there are like plugins available which may help our design flow and process a bit more easier. So instead of creating from the scratch, we can research some plugins which are useful for our work. So using that, we can cut short the process and like we can easily go through go to the next phase of the design, right? So instead of stopping in a single place and doing it from scratch, we can move on to the next, and we get many more ideas from the plugin or like the template which have been already created. I would like to thank all once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.